You just need more focus. You need to dial in on what's going to work and just do that alone. Don't do anything else. Welcome to another episode of The Route. Here we talk about how to scale your pest control company. I'm your host, Landon Daines, and I scaled my pest control company in 3 years to a 7-figure exit, and now I help other owners scale their companies in the same way. On today's episode, I want to dive right into it. I want to talk about the biggest thing that kills businesses, and it's very common for entrepreneurs and business owners to struggle with this because it's in their nature to want to try new things and do new things. But the biggest thing killing your business is distraction. And distraction can be very hidden. It can be hard to point out. It can disguise itself in a lot of ways. But hopefully on this episode, we can talk about how to get rid of it and how getting rid of it will boost your business through the roof. So first off, understand that your business is not stuck for any other reason other than distraction. It's not a bad market. There's not bad leads. It's not bad luck. It's not bad employees. It's simply distraction. And distraction has delusion to it, because what happens is when you try something new, you always get a new dopamine hit. So you try a new marketing strategy, you start a new business, you start a new service, you try something new. There's always that new, fresh feeling to it until it feels good. And as a business owner, you can't let that pull you away from the truth, because it's not a good thing for your business. So number two, there's a delusion to it because you feel busy, so you feel productive. So you're doing 10 different things, so you feel like, wow, I'm working super, super, super hard because I'm doing so many things. And you can tell your friends, oh, I did this, and this today. And people are blown away. Wow, this guy works so hard. He's doing so many different things. But the truth is, if you just did one thing all day long, sure, it might not sound as sexy or as cool, but you would blow out of the water any sort of productivity versus the previous version of yourself. And the third thing is, being in the research mode always feels so productive to people because it feels good. It feels good to be, oh, I'm doing this, I'm looking at this, I'm looking into this option, I'm comparing this. And so many people get stuck in that research mode because it keeps them busy. It's distracting. They're looking into tons of different things, but it never moves the ball forward. So if you're in that mode right now where you constantly are just, surfing the internet, watching YouTube videos, going on Facebook groups and looking at different things, and you blanket cover that and say, oh, I'm doing research, I'm learning, I'm getting more information. That's not what it is. So hopefully that can totally decimate the idea of why distraction could be a good thing. And I want to dive into what distraction could look like in your business. So number one, in your business, distraction simply looks like saying yes to anything a customer asks for. And this is hard. Don't get me wrong. As a new business owner, when you're just starting out, you sometimes need to say yes to everything in order to survive. But in order to really get ahead and grow a profitable, sustainable, big business, you can't. You need to say no more often. So smaller business owners, they get used to saying, they sign some up for pest control, and then they ask about wildlife. Hey, I've got some rodents. Do you take care of that? Yeah, we'll take care of that. Oh, we got bees. Do you take care of that? Yeah, I'll do that. Oh, do you guys do, I see you have a power spray. Do you like power spray driveways? Yeah, we'll do that. I see you got thing after another, after another, after another. They just continue to ask, and people say yes to everything. And all of a sudden, this pest control owner who started his business just to do pest control is now doing pests. He's doing lawns, he's doing weeds, he's doing power washing, he's doing mosquitoes, termites, so many different things. And that's not a sustainable way to grow a business because your focus is split between 10 different things. And if you're giving 10% focus to each thing, someone who's focusing 100% on pest control is going to blow you out of the water if you're only focusing 10% on pest control. So don't say yes to everything. Say no to more things, and you're going to get ahead way faster. Another way that distraction will appear is starting tons of things, but not finishing any. So if you've started tons of different projects, tons of different ideas, new SOPs in your business, new marketing ideas, new programs in your business, even in your personal life, if you start tons of books and you don't finish books, or you start a workout and you never really finish it. If you just are someone who always starts but never finishes, that's a symptom of distraction, because you just get pulled away too soon from finishing something. And it's always way better to finish the wrong thing than to start 10 different potentially right things. Because at least if you finish the wrong thing, you know it's the wrong thing, and you learn the full scale of lessons that come with that thing. But if you're only starting things, you never learn those lessons and you never gain those habits. You just continue to reinforce being distracted. Lastly, it looks like always looking for the next best thing. So in your business, it's so easy. There's so many things pulling for your attention, for your money, for your opportunity, new marketing companies, new softwares, new ad strategies, new everything. And if you're always on the hunt for those things, you're distracted, because sure, there might be something that's better out there. Let's say there could be something that's 10% better out there. But if you focus 100% on the thing you're currently doing now, that's going to beat out that 10% better thing because you're spending all of your time on that thing rather than spending 20% of your time in all these different directions and then finally finding that thing. You would be way farther ahead by just doing this current thing at 100% capacity. So in order to get more focused, whatever you start, finish, say no more often, and then just stay focused on the current thing you're doing. And let's talk about the opportunity cost of distraction. Every time you start something new, you lose momentum. So I always envision business and entrepreneurship and life in general as a train. You could think of an airplane as well, but using the train analogy, if you've ever seen a train start, it starts so slow and you can just hear it starting to go. And it's moving at snail's pace. And it's, like a foot per second. It's going so slow, but it's gaining tons and tons and tons of momentum where once that thing's going full speed, there's nothing that's going to stop it. So in your business, if you're someone who starts and then just continues to move after thing on to another, you're going to be like that train that never gets going fast, and you wonder why you're not successful. You wonder why your business isn't doing more or doing better. But just think of that train. Even if you gave a train 2, 3, 4 minutes, it's still not going very fast, and it could reasonably be stopped by the different forces. And so if you're an entrepreneur and you, using this analogy, you only give it something 2 minutes worth of your time, and then 2 minutes, and then 2 minutes, and then 2 minutes of a train, you're never going to get going fast enough to be an unstoppable force. But if you just stick with it for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, that thing's moving fast. So make sure that you don't lose the momentum and the opportunity at momentum. That's why I say even doing the wrong thing full speed, you have momentum as an entrepreneur and as a business person because you're developing habits and traits that are necessary that for the right thing once you find it. So even if you're doing the wrong thing, you're building the habits and the work ethic that once plugged into the right system will take you to the moon. But if you don't build those habits, even finding the right thing, it's not going to work. Number 2, you also lose compounding returns. So I've used this analogy before on the podcast, but if you're starting something new all the time, you're not getting that momentum and those returns. So most people and most business people understand compounding interest and how massive that can be. How just putting a small amount into a stock or just in the S&P 500, after 30, 40, 50 years, it's millions of dollars. And it's way more than you ever put in yourself. And even if you looked at the first 20 or 25 years of that account, it's still not very much. But those last 5, 10, 15 years, things just start to take off. And the same is true for your business. Is even if you're doing something wrong or not even great, if you just continue to do it, you're getting compounding returns on that thing that you can eventually break through and see massive returns on. But if you never give time that opportunity to give you those returns, you're never going to see it. So it's like, for example, if you in your business, you try Facebook ads for 2 weeks and you don't see results, and then you say, whatever, I'm going to go to Google, and you try LSA for 2 weeks and that doesn't get you results, and you say, forget that, I'm going to go to PPC and try that. 2 weeks later, it's not working. I'm going to do flyers. I'll do flyers for 2 weeks. It's not working. I'm going to try door knocking. I tried door knocking for 2 weeks. It doesn't work. You're just continuing to just miss out on the opportunity of returns. And so just my personal story, when I started knocking doors, I knocked for 2 weeks straight, didn't get a single sale. Didn't get a single sale my first 2 weeks. And not only did I not get a single sale, I didn't even get close to a sale. There wasn't even an interaction that I was like, hey, I might sell this person. I might get this deal. There was nothing even close. And that's the thing about focus is in that moment, it's super easy to say this isn't for me, or I'm doing something wrong, or there's a better opportunity out there. And you know what? That's honestly why so many people don't make it in life, is because they just jump ship way too early and they're constantly just starting from ground zero every single time. And every 2 weeks, or metaphorically in real life, it could be every 6 months or every year. They're just starting from ground zero every single year. I promise you, if you just stayed in the same thing for 30 years, even if you were just average at that thing, you would beat out 99.9% of people, because people love to jump. And so for me, I didn't jump and I just stuck with it. And it wasn't like I got amazingly better overnight, but literally at the exact 2 week mark, I made my first sale. And then I started getting a little bit better and a little bit better and a little better. And after 2, 3, 4, 5 years of doing it, I was one of the best in all the companies I sold for, and set some records and broke through personal best I never thought I could beat. And obviously grew my company to do massively well. So had I not stuck with it, and at that 2 week mark, if I would said, oh, this isn't for me, or it doesn't work, I would have never seen that. I would have never seen those compounding returns. And most people don't. And that's why they don't believe that's even possible. So no matter what you're doing, give it a lot longer than you're currently giving it. Whenever you're starting something new, just give it a time frame that you're going to stick with it. Say, okay, I'm starting this new strategy. I'm going to give this 6 months. And at 6 months, if it's still not working, then I'll pivot to something else. But so many people start something and they just take it day by day. And they're like, I'm going to try this, but if that doesn't work, I'll have this in the backup, or even if that doesn't work, I'll just go back to doing this. And so they're never fully committed to it, and they never see those compounding returns. That is everything about distraction. Here's how to create focus. Decide on one path. In every area of your business, in every area of your life, just do one thing and set a timeline for that. So I'm going to grow my business using this method, and then set clear 30, 60, and 90-day targets. So again, you buy in for the long haul. Don't do a week, don't do 2 weeks. Set a 90-day target and smaller targets along the way, because not only will that help you stay locked in, but it's going to help you see those compound returns, because you're going to see, oh, at the 30-day mark, we're still not doing great. But at 60, oh, we're doing quite a bit better. Oh, at 90, we're doing 3 to 4 to 5x what we were doing in the first 2 or 3 months. So it's going to continue to build upon itself, but you won't see that if you don't lock in for that long. Use time blocks to have your focus. So in your calendar, in your schedule, in your weeks, just block off time and just say, this is the only thing I'm doing for this time. Doesn't matter what happens. I don't care if I get calls, emails, texts, if someone needs my attention, if a customer calls in for something, it doesn't matter. I'm doing this thing right now, and then I can focus on this thing next. And if you do that, you're going to get way more done way faster. Most people who try it out, who I've worked with, it might get to noon or 1 p.m. and they're like, I don't know what to do with my day. Like I've accomplished everything I set out to do today. You'll be shocked with how much faster you get things done, because you're not doing something for 10 minutes, popping over to new task for 5 minutes, popping over to new task for 20 minutes, popping over, and your time and attention is always just strewn back and forth. And then the last one is eliminate any potential distractions. So there's habitually things inside of you that look for distractions. You want to block off anything that could come distract you externally. So notifications, people, ideas, anything that could pull for your attention, turn off all the notifications on your phone. Make it super hard to be distracted by your phone. Cut out people in your life, or block them, or just segment the time that you talk to them who could distract you. If there's always that one friend who just comes to you with a new idea all the time, just make sure you only talk to them on the weekends or at different times, because you don't want that distracting you. Or if there's employees who constantly pull for your attention, just set up a system in your business where there's a couple layers to reach you, and there's a different manager he needs to talk to first. And then if that can't be solved, then it comes to you, because that will distract you as well. And then one of the biggest ones is new ideas. Anytime you have a new idea, just write it down, because you'll get that same dopamine hit of somewhat executing or acting on that idea. And just write it down, have a note in your phone of all these new ideas, and let it sit for 90 days, and then revisit that idea. And if you still think it's a good idea, then jump on it and go all in on it. But don't do it right away, because the thing is, any idea you've ever had could likely take you to massive success if that was the one thing you did. So it's not about having the right idea, it's just about doing the one thing. So push away all those ideas, and maybe some of those ideas will supplement your business and will be kind of icing on the cake, or things you can add in, and that's okay. So just push it away for a bit, and if it keeps nagging you and keeps nagging you and keeps nagging you, then there might be some truth to it and some reason behind why you should try it. But in most cases, a new idea is just going to pull you away from doing the one thing that's going to make you successful. So make sure in your business and in your life, you're not falling victim to distraction, because distraction is just going to pull you away from success. The crazy thing is that it feels good along the way. You feel productive, you feel the dopamine, you feel the excitement, you feel that the grass is greener. You're always moving faster because it just feels new. The harder thing is just to block everything out and stick with the ugly truth of your business and your life and say, this is all I'm going to do. And it's hard because there's social media, there's other businesses, there's owners out there, everything's out there, and you can see so many different people having fun, trying new things, having success with different types of businesses. And that's cool. And you can get there just by doing one thing right. So hopefully this is your wake-up call to block off any new thing you're thinking of. Say no more to customers. Say no. And an easy way to be able to say no is have ways to get them what they want still. So just partner with another company. Like, hey, if the customer asks you, oh, do you guys do wildlife? Oh yeah, here, we've got a partner we'll just refer you to. Or do you do this? Or do you do this? Cool, we'll just send you to them. We'll send you to them. So they can still get what they need, and you can still say no, but it's a lot easier for you. So do not get pulled thin by your customers doing 20 different services. Make sure you have a clear path right in front of you. You stay focused on that, and you don't let anything get in your way, specifically distractions. Hopefully this is helpful. Obviously for entrepreneurs, it's hard because entrepreneurs have tons of ideas and energy, and usually just get distracted easily. So make sure you don't let that get you, and share this with another entrepreneur or owner who is trying to grow their business faster. Hopefully this is helpful for them. We'll see you on the next episode.